All right, so I'm going to be reviewing the new Mizuno Wave Sky 8s. So I've run 125 miles in these, and I feel like I have a decent take on the shoe, so I will give you my thoughts. This upper is a knit upper. It's super cool. There is a ton of detail. It's just a really cool upper. I know it's a little bit dirty, but there's so much detail in this thing. It's comfortable. It doesn't pinch at all. The one thing I will say is it's been really warm recently, but I do feel like the shoe does run a bit hot. And I had a worse experience of that in my prior pair of Mizunos. The last one I had was the Wave Sky 3s, I believe, and there's a review on my channel of those shoes. So this upper is much better than that knit upper. But I still feel like it runs a tad hot for whatever reason. So that's something that they could work on. But in terms of comfort, other than the temperature, no pinching. It's a great upper, and it's just, I mean, it's really cool, really well done. I know that's dirty, but you'll have to take my word for it. The midsole is super interesting. There's a ton going on here as well. So the top layer is this Mizuno Energy NXT foam. I guess it's a new foam that they're using. That's high-end foam for them. Then the next, so that's this layer up here. The next is the Mizuno Energy foam, the regular foam that they're using. And so it's a combination of these two foams. Then they got this weird kind of bubble wave pattern going on, which I don't love the look of this midsole. But one thing I do like is that this one does not have a wave plate. Most Mizuno shoes have a wave plate. This one does not, and I like that about these shoes. I don't think that the shoes need to have a wave plate. I think that all you need is foam and let the shoe flex and bend naturally. That's kind of the way I like it. So I will say that this is probably the most comfortable shoe I've run in. I mean, the way that this midsole feels is incredible to run on. It is so soft. I really like soft cushioning. This is a great max cushion neutral shoe. And it's not just a feeling where it's kind of soft initially and then it gets really firm. It's soft all the way through the stride without being, without being too soft, that it somehow makes running more difficult. It's just the perfect level of softness, perfect level of cushion. I love the way that this shoe feels when you're running. So even though I feel like they could clean up this midsole in terms of the design, I really like these foams. I like that they provided so much foam, and it just feels great to run in. The wild part about it too is the shoe is not that heavy. I think it's, so it's 9.8 ounces in a size 9, I guess. And looking at it, like, I was just so pleasantly surprised when I first picked it up. I mean, it's so much lighter than I would expect given what's going on with this shoe. And then in terms of running with it, like, I picked it up a bit in the shoe and it feels fine. I mean, you're high off the ground. You're very insulated from the ground and protected from the ground. I did not expect this shoe to feel as good as it did when I picked up the pace. So yeah, it's definitely more versatile than I would have thought. I thought it was going to be a slow recovery clunker type of shoe. And it is a little bit kind of clunky. I'm used to running in Nikes. And so these Nikes are typically more narrow. This shoe is a little bit more wide. So I have to kind of lace it up a bit. And I have really narrow feet. So I would say this is a perfect volume for the average person in terms of the shoe. But yeah, so it does feel a little bit more clunky for me. But even then, you can pick it up in this shoe and you are fine. I mean, I think it's incredible what they've accomplished here with the feel of this shoe. And I would say that there is some energy return there. It's not a ton from just my experience, but you do get a little bit of energy return. I would say the key selling point for me is just the cushion and the soft feel of this shoe. That's really the selling point. But I would say that there is, the energy return is not nothing. Now the outsole here, it's For 125 miles, it's actually showing a bit more wear than I would have anticipated. I don't know why that they didn't. This is the type of midsole I like, though, where the whole thing is covered in rubber. This is kind of recessed a bit, so this is fine. This part here, right here, is going to get chewed up by asphalt. I don't know why they just didn't put rubber here, but that's fine. I think compared to my last Mizuno's, I think the Wave Sky 3s, that rubber lasted like 650 miles, and I could have put hundreds more miles on that, and this rubber is not going to last as long. And just, I mean, I think I'll get to 500 or 600 okay, but it's only going to last that much, and that's fine. I think the deal with this rubber is it's softer. It's a softer rubber, and that I think contributes to this shoe feeling really good. Just the cushion. That a little bit softer rubber helps, I think, a bit with the cushion and the feel. It's also, when I run this shoe, I'm not smacking the ground. It is not a slappy shoe at all. It bends really well. Like I said, the rubber is soft, which makes it kind of less slappy. And it just feels really good throughout the stride. So I would say that not the most durable midsole, I don't think, but it is a good midsole. It's super grippy, and I think it's going to last as long as I need it to, which will be 500 to 600 miles. This shoe, I would say also, I mean, I love the back of this shoe. It sticks up a bit, so you think you might get some irritation on the heel. For me, not at all. I mean, it's just a really plush feel to it inside. They have these kind of grooves back that are built into the cushion around the heel, and it really just locks my foot into place. It's awesome. I mean, the shoe is just built so well. I like the construction on the shoe just feels next level in terms of quality. I can't say enough about it. The tongue is great. It's really comfortable and it's gusseted. Have no complaints about that. They got some really cool colors. I would say definitely check out this shoe. This might be my new favorite trainer, kind of overtaking the Vomero. I'm just really surprised with this shoe. Even when it showed up in the mail and I first put my hands on it, I was just surprised with just the overall quality of the shoe. It definitely exceeds other brands from what I can say. Now the price at $170 is very steep, so I think you'll be able to find these discounted. Even at $170, it may be worth it, but I would say just wait for a discount. I think these shoes are going to last a long time, and I also think that these shoes, I think the cushion is not going to pack out. Just based on what I'm feeling so far, it feels the same at 125 as it did the first run. I could be mistaken about that, but I mean, the cushion itself too, it's not showing any signs of creasing or degradation at all. So the combination of these two foams, the overall design, the amount of foam, just makes for a super comfortable experience. For me, I like the max of the max cushioned, and this is, I feel like, the most plush running shoe I've run in. So I'm really excited to continue to run in this, and I would really recommend this shoe.